This month, on a special edition of Talking Pictures with Neil Rosen, we're talking summer in the movies. We're looking at some of our favorite summertime theme movies of all time that feature beaches like the documentary The Endless Summer, summer camps with Bill Murray starring in Meatballs, summer sports featuring A League of Our Own, and summer nostalgia with Summer of 42. We've got all that and many more summer movie picks to cool you down and watch during this hottest of seasons coming up. I'm Neil Rosen, and welcome to Talking Pictures. A while back, two of our regular panelists, Bill McCuddy from Gold Derby and Lisa Rossman from Signs and Sirens, along with myself, sat down and we debated what we thought were the greatest summer movies ever made. So I thought this would be a perfect time to show you that lively discussion if you're looking for a good movie to see this summer. Here it is. It's a lot of fun, so please enjoy. Lisa, tell us about an entertaining or funny movie set in the summer that you like.
This movie isn't just funny, it's fun, Neil. It's Meatballs, made in 1979. The plot is pure frippery. The adventures of a group of misfits over the course of one camp season. But the headliner here is this was Bill Murray's first movie. He had done a year of SNL at this point. He did this film with Ivan Reitman, and this was his first directorial effort. Harold Ramis was a co-writer, and Animal House hadn't come out yet. So it's basically like this, at the time, like full of unfound talent. And the rest of the actors in this movie are really nothing to write home about. They're a bunch of Canadians that never really were heard from again. But this basically launched the genre of the camp film. And I mean, we definitely wouldn't have Wet Hot American Summer without it. And we definitely wouldn't have the phrase, "It just doesn't matter."
Hey, I went to summer camp and I didn't care about color war, and I love that Bill Murray was yelling, "It doesn't matter," because it never mattered to me.
It just doesn't matter.
I will say only Bill Murray could get away with this movie.
It just doesn't matter! It just doesn't matter!
I mean, it really relies completely on him. And, you know, Ramis didn't know he was going to show up until he did the first day of shooting. So this sort of has a thrown-together feel that feels improvised a lot of the time. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but I wish they'd had a real script to work with in some places.
Oh, it's very 70s.
You said it's Bill Murray. Just watch it. Bill Murray's great. I mean, it was his first thing, as you said, since SNL, and it launched all his other movies. He's great.
Yep.
All right, Bill, give me a movie.
Well, mine's a little more serious. It's called The Summer of 42, and this is the Jennifer O'Neill as basically a pedophile in Nantucket. Well, think about it. You couldn't make this movie today. Gary Grimes is a 15-year-old boy, and she basically seduces him under circumstances that are
the undergraduate?
Yeah, the undergraduate is a perfect thing to call it. Look, I was very affected by this movie. At 14 when I saw it, or 15, it was the first time anybody talked about sex. It was the first time I'd heard the term rubbers, going to buy those in a drugstore. I mean, this broke all kinds of barriers. It was rated R when it first came out. I think I had to sneak in. But listen, that music, which won an Oscar, and the cinematography was gorgeous. I can't recommend this enough, and I think a lot of people feel the same way I do, that nostalgic feel that this was like everybody my age hoped they would fall in love with somebody like Jennifer O'Neill.
It was directed by Richard Mulligan, who also directed To Kill a Mockingbird, if you can believe that. And it's one of those movies. I saw it when I was a kid, and Jennifer O'Neill was just so beautiful. I was so jealous, you know.
This is definitely generational, you guys, just to be clear. Like, my generation has no Summer of 42 nostalgia.
It captures the period really well, too, the era. I mean,
no romantic, you got seduced by an older man movie.
Yeah. No, that's more like #MeToo.
Listen, I'm telling you again, they couldn't make this movie today, but at the time and for what it was, it made a big impression.
Yeah, and it captures the sexual frustration of teens back then. And
or so you say.
You remember that, don't you, Neil?
Well, let's move on to my movie, which is A Walk on the Moon, which is from 1999, but it's set in the summer of 1969. That was the year that Neil Armstrong first walked on the moon, and it was the summer of Woodstock. And Diane Lane is a housewife with 2 kids who spends her summers in a bungalow colony in the Catskills, while her husband, Liev Schreiber, comes up on weekends and works in the city. Now, when you're in a bungalow colony, it's very isolated, and trucks come in to there's the ice cream man, the Knish man, and in this particular case, the blouse man.
Oh, I think we all remember the blouse men working
comes in with
from
clothing.
Neighborhood.
The Blouseman brings clothing to the women in the bungalow colony. In this particular case, Viggo Mortensen is the Blouseman.
Viggo.
And Diane Lane's character, she got married.
Coming-of-age movie.
She got married very young, and she starts having an affair with Viggo Mortensen.
Who can blame her?
They go to Woodstock together, and her daughter, played by Anna Paquin, sees them making out at Woodstock. This is, and Liev Schreiber, Tova Felcher is the mother-in-law. She gets hip to this whole thing. It's an incredible movie. It was produced by Dustin Hoffman. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a great summer movie. And the world was spinning out of control in 1969 with the counterculture, and this movie just nails it right on the head.
One of the things I love that this film nails, actually, is the fact that her generation of women were very forgotten. Like, women's lib happened after they were married, and so it kind of captures that sexual longing and confusion that she experiences. I mean, I in general feel Diane Lane is a bit of she's an over-actor. I don't always feel like she's as good as everyone says. She's so good in this.
She's
It's
good
crazy.
in this. She's great in this.
Very good.
And
she's amazing.
everybody's
She's
great in this.
confused, like
Yeah.
you said, and then she
Yeah.
gets some, she becomes more powerful as she realizes maybe Liev wasn't the man that she should be married to. But there's a very sweet scene where he tries to rekindle their relationship in a car,
Yeah.
and they just realize maybe we're past this.
Maybe we got married too young.
Yeah.
And as I said, the world was just upside down back then, and this movie really captures it.
When do you come back here, anyway? What's your schedule, if I wanted to return it?
A schedule? I don't have a schedule. But, tell you what. I give you my number. I live right in town. And, call me anytime you want.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, go ahead. Give me another summer movie.
Y Tu Mama Tambien. This is directed by Alfonso Cuarón. It came out in 2001, and I feel like Call Me by Your Name owes a little bit to this film. Actually, it stars a very young, very toothsome Gael Garcia Bernal and Diego Rivera. They're just finished high school. They're best friends. They want to go on a road trip through the Mexican countryside, and they enlist this gorgeous older woman who has a secret to go with them. Of course, there's a lot of debauchery. There's some crazy eroticism. This is definitely not a movie to watch with your parents or maybe your kids. But the photography is amazing. The soundtrack is out of control. It's so good. And there's a lot of, because this is Alfonso Cuarón, there's really good social commentary that's built into it about class differences and the influence of America in Mexico, which of course is relevant now.
Kind of a cool road trip movie, too, in a way that
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect it to be. That woman has gone on to do almost nothing since then. These two young men have become stars,
Gael
or
is
did more.
Mozart in the Jungle. He's so good.
yeah,
Whatever.
but
He's great. Coco, excuse me.
No,
But the
girl,
director,
the
Alfonso
woman.
Cuarón,
nothing.
went on to do Gravity,
Children
and,
of Men.
and
Right.
Harry Potter.
Children of
Harry
Men
Potter
and the
movie.
Little Princess. Yeah, he's a fantastic director.
Yeah, it is a great road movie, and it's filmed beautifully, and it's an intelligent movie as well. I recommend it. Bill,
Sexy.
Give me
Sexy.
another summer movie, Bill.
I'm going to the Hamptons for kind of a New York-centric kind of a pick. It's called Last Summer in the Hamptons, but it should be called Last Summer in East Hampton because it's basically shot at a big house there. And it's got that quintessential kind of lazy August afternoon feel where everyone's eating dinner, 20 people around a big table, and they're all arguing with one another. In this case, some very famous New York actors, including Henry Jaglom made the film, but he also has a small part in it. His wife, Victoria Foyt, is in it. The great Vivica Lindfors, Melissa Leo, a young Melissa Leo.
Yeah, that's right.
A young everybody, young Martha Plimpton, Holland Taylor, Roscoe Lee Brown. I mean, the list goes on and on. Basically, it's about a show business family. One of them brings a screenplay into it that he's written, or a play. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be in it. Everybody's going to go to Hollywood. Everybody starts arguing. There's a great line in it about this family is like electric eels in a tank. They're all just electrocuting themselves, and it speaks to big families and show business. And I think because it's in the Hamptons, it's a great New York.
The thing I
story.
like about writer-director Henry Jaglom is that he uses this improvisational style, sort of like Cassavetes, or if you want to go more contemporarily, Larry David. Curb Your Enthusiasm isn't scripted. He just gives the actors kind of like an outline, and this comes across. And sometimes you can pull that off, and sometimes you can't. I think Jaglom pulls it off
But
well.
what I think is also really cool about his movies is that they're so intellectually resonant. Like he's one of the smartest directors around. Like I always watch his films and learn so much, usually about the craft of making film, about making theater. I mean, if you're interested in sort of the behind the scenes work of building out characters and theater workshopping, this film is amazing.
It's Chekhov meets Woody Allen.
Okay.
It's 42nd Street, Chekhov.
43rd Street.
It's
a little better than 42nd.
It's Vanya on 42nd Street.
I'm going with a documentary called The Endless Summer.
Oh, Shore.
Now, this is from 1966, and it is the ultimate surfing movie. Now, most people in the summer, summer lasts a couple of months, but not for the two guys that are featured in this doc. They're going all around the world chasing the summer season in search of the perfect wave. The movie's filmed in Africa and Australia and Tahiti as they go all over the place, and they not only make new friends, they learn about different cultures. And speaking of cultures, this movie was influential that it spawned a different kind of surfing culture as different people watched the movie and they tried to emulate the two guys in the movie, and they started traveling. Lots of people started traveling around the globe looking for that perfect.
Well, this is real surfing. First of all, we have
Yes.
to say we haven't seen any footage like this ever before. I mean, with Annette Funicello and all that
Right.
Blanket
bingo
bingo.
stuff,
Bingo.
that was like, hey, let's catch a wave, and the wave was like this. I mean, these are like monster waves in this
Yeah.
thing. And also, we have to remember, nobody went to documentaries back in 1966.
And this was a huge hit.
This would have been at a drive-in. It would have been the third movie that played after
Yeah.
two other movies at like 3 in the morning.
Documentaries were much more avant-garde back then.
What's she trying to do? Why don't she turn him in?
She's a smart girl.
Smart girl, she'll get herself arrested.
It'll get her out of there, won't it? Look, the wedding ring. Turn out the light, he's seen him.
Rear Window. You know, to me, this is Hitchcock's signature film.
Not the first film you think of when you think of
Yeah,
something.
why is this a summer movie?
Okay, I'm going to explain it to you. Hang in there, man.
As she always does.
Yeah, this stars Jimmy Stewart as a war photographer who messes up his leg and he gets stuck in his apartment during a horrible heat wave. He lives in New York City, he's got nothing to do, and so what does he do? He does what all New Yorkers do, which is he spies on his neighbors. He just sits there stuck in his apartment looking out the window.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, who doesn't do that? Being honest. I know about all my neighbors' business.
Well, it was a lot easier for him in that apartment building. I mean,
It
you're
had all
basically
these- he has
looking
these
straight
photos
at
too.
the other.
And Hitchcock, it's Hitchcock at his best because all his films, if you think about it, are about voyeurism and looking through mirrors, and this film really nails it. Not to mention the cast. We've got his girlfriend is played by the great Grace Kelly, outfitted by Edith Head, so her dresses are so beautiful. We've got Thelma Ritter as his plain-spoken nurse, and she keeps on saying things like, well, we've become a nation of peeping Toms, which is even more true now.
Thelma Ritter,
She was so amazing.
Right. She was great in All About Eve. She like lights up every movie that
Night
she's
Court,
in.
baby.
Yeah,
Night Court.
She's great.
That
No,
was
I
Selma
love her.
Diamond, but you were
Yes,
close.
that's true.
Tomato.
I
No,
got
but
confused.
I mean, this is honestly, I do think
But
of
Night
this,
Court is a nice show if
this
you want.
to me is a New York City summer movie par excellence. I love it.
And you get Perry Mason as the bad guy. That's
That's
Raymond
right.
Burr
That's
across
right.
from the other
That's
hotel
right.
that we can't, or
That's
the other.
right. He observes, definitely
apartment.
observes some nefarious activity.
One of the things I like is, before he discovers that he thinks that Raymond Burr is his murderer, he's got all these nicknames for all these people.
Yeah.
Like there's Miss Torso, who's this girl that he's spying on that's like a ballet dancer. Miss Lonely Hearts, this woman who like dresses up every night and entertains non-existent gentlemen callers, But it's like
so New York, right?
It's like it's a really. Some people think it's Hitchcock's best.
I do.
I think it's one of his best, but it's a good movie. All right, Bill, hit me
I'm
with
coming
it.
over to your house this summer to watch Neighbors.
My neighbors are very entertaining. I live in Williamsburg. It's very entertaining.
All right, go ahead, Bill,
I'm
hit me
keeping
with-
it old school from 1981 with On Golden Pond.
Nice.
This is a summer movie, obviously, because ever since their marriage, Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn have been going to this cottage on
You're
Golden
my
Pond.
knight in shining armor.
She says that to me all the
I
time.
do all the time.
So here's what's
Oh,
amazing. They both won Oscars, and it was made by Jane Fonda. It's about a dysfunctional relationship between a father and a daughter,
Which
which
they
mirrored
had.
absolutely what was going on in their own lives. They've copped to this many times that she, on the set of that film, would catch him crying when she grabbed his hand, and lots of other things like that, where they rebonded and reconnected. And so everyone remembers at the Oscars when he couldn't make there and she held it up and said, "I'm bringing this home to you, Dad." I mean, yeah.
And that was the last film he made, too.
And that was the last film that he
there's
made.
a couple interesting-
Almost was going to be Barbara Stanwyck. I don't know if you know that, because Katharine Hepburn had had an operation.
Oh my
and at
God,
the
that
last
would have been
second-
amazing.
Yeah.
I saw the play, which before this was a movie, and one of the things that struck me both in the play and the movie is the Henry Fonda character has Alzheimer's, and that was when this movie came out, and was in 1981.
81.
that was a subject that was not really
That's right.
tackled much
That's
in
right.
film or on stage. And when it was actually jokey, like, oh, the guy's forgetful. And this was a really, when he gets lost in the woods there and doesn't know where he is and
It's
who
devastating.
he is, it's really tremendous.
Yeah.
It's filmed really beautifully.
And Dabney Coleman, which still, Dabney Coleman in a rare turn as a non-jerk.
I know. That's
Fonda hired him after they did 9 to 5 together.
You know, baseball is a summer sport, and one of my favorite sports movies of all time is A League of Their Own. Now, this is based on a true story about the all.
And the summer connection is they played ball in the summer?
Well, it used to be called the Boys of Summer, but this
Okay.
is the Girls of Summer.
Feels like a 7th inning stretch to me, but okay.
No, it's about the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, which operated in the summers during World War II because most of the men were all fighting overseas. So on this team, you have Gina Davis and Lori Petty and Madonna and also Rosie O'Donnell. And Tom Hanks is great as the boozy manager. And
What's the great line? There's no crying
There's
in
no
baseball.
crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball! No crying!
The era is captured really well. Plus, it's historically interesting. I mean, this whole subject at the end of the movie, and I'm not really giving anything away.
Actually, I cry at the end of the movie
The actual
every
women
time.
who were in this league are honored in Cooperstown at the Baseball Hall of Fame, and they show you that, or they recreate it for the movie. And I mean, this brings to light, something that is just, women in sports was unheard of back
Well,
then.
let's be clear that even now, it's not like we watch professional sports on TV and watch women. I mean, it was groundbreaking then. It would be groundbreaking now. Like, that movie is fantastic, and you gotta love Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall
put it together.
directed it, and-
Laverne really brought it home.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny and it's emotionally moving, and,
Yeah.
and I love the film. Do you like the film, Bill?
Sure. What's not to like about it? I
Okay.
mean, it's Hanks, and
You just literally, there are 3 billion great women in this movie, and you're like, oh, and Tom Hanks is in it. Let's focus on that.
Let's do another round.
Like, come on.
Let's
who's
do
the man that owns the baseball team too? He's good in it.
Oh,
too.
that's Gary.
So bad! Oh my God,
Well,
patriarchy.
You started to
in
answer
real
the
life,
question.
patriarchy happening. Hashtag me too.
Anyway, Lisa, give me another movie.
You know, a
pick to
movie
go.
I actually love is Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I mean, how do I love this movie? Let me count the ways. Richard Linklater's high school masterpiece. It's set on the last day of high school in a Texas suburb in 1976, bicentennial year. It captures, to me, the heady stakes of sort of teen social connections and melodramas. It's so funny. It's so sweet. It's so quotable. And it's crazy how many actors had their careers
It's amazing.
broken out. I mean,
It's
I made a
amazing.
list. It's
Yeah.
like Ben Affleck, Matthew McConaughey, Joey Lauren Adams, Parker Posey, even some of these guys whose names I forget now, but everybody's in it. Everybody looks hot.
And it rings true. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if you were
I mean,
around,
I was a 70s and 80s kid, and that was totally my life.
The
You just-
parties felt real. They
They
felt
really
like
did.
that you were sort of there with them. The hangout at the 7-Eleven and
and the
all
hangout
of
on
that.
the football field.
It's just
and the
completely felt real to me. Like I was there too in the 70s when I was in high
I mean,
school.
it's great because usually Ben Affleck plays a good guy, but I gotta say he's better as the jerk of the school. Like the jerk who's getting held back and is trying to beat up all the freshmen. Like he's perfect.
hit me with a movie, Bill. Summer movie.
It's The Flamingo Kid. Now, this is a Gary Marshall film that
One of the rare good Gary Marshall films.
Richard Crenna. Well, Richard Crenna
Penny,
is
we like you better.
The dad of a girl, Janet Jones, who was one of her first movies, and Matt Dillon comes along and starts parking cars at this Long Island club, and is working his way up to eventually have to play Richard Crenna in a gin game, because Crenna's got this kind of cockamamie plan to win the club back from some other guys. Blah blah blah. Doesn't matter. Matt Dillon is terrific. One of his great early efforts. It's funny. It's
What I like about this is
captures the time really well.
His father, played by Hector Elizondo,
Yeah.
who's in like every Gary Marshall film,
Yeah.
wants the kid to go to college. And he's like, no, I'm hanging out I'm going to work at the beach club, because he's all taken by this, it's kind of like a Bronx Tale where the kid is taken by Chaz Palminteri.
Oh, you're
This
a
kid's-
Cabana boy now.
Right.
Congratulations.
He's taken by this whole.
Goodfellas, too.
Yeah.
But again, this is in the early '60s, and as a little kid, my family, we went to beach clubs, and that's rarely depicted on film. And this really also, I keep saying that but this captures that whole feel of the beach club era very well, where the women are playing mahjong and the guys are playing poker, and the kids are in the pool and getting snacks and stuff.
I mean, that's what I like. What I like about this film, I mean, I think the plot is mezza, but what I like about it is it's just so stylish. You know, I mean, that whole scene back then was amazing. I
The
love
great
it.
Jessica Walters is Karena's wife.
Oh, yeah.
She's a little wasted considering how good she is, but
And she's a
she's
little
there.
wasted.
And she's a little wasted.
Matt Dillon's really good in the movie. Really good. The movie's good too. The whole concept of what a summer movie is and how important the summer movie season became to the studios all changed in the summer of 1975 with the release of Jaws. And it spawned a blockbuster mentality and also an opening weekend culture, amongst other things. And Bill, tell us, what happened here and why?
Well, I'm the elder statesman here.
Really,
I'm the
apparently
expert-
you know it all.
No, but
Tell us, Bill.
you can tell us,
Jaws
Lisa.
created what we call now the tentpole weeks, and the fact that like other movies just get out of the way. We used to be able to have a choice when we were growing up of like 5 or 6 or 7 major movies that opened because they would stay in theaters longer. This is now all about performing the first weekend and then you're done, or you stay for 2 or 3 more weekends. So what's happened is it's a giant chess game now, and the studios treat it like that. They literally, sometimes a year or 2 in advance, will stake out a weekend and say, this is when we're doing the next Jurassic Park. And everybody else scampers, they get out of the way. It didn't used to be like that. And so we're stuck with, if you like what's at the theater, you go. If you don't, you don't.
Listen, there are great films that come out in the summer if you know where to look.
Yeah.
Indie films. Diary of a
Boyhood.
Teenage Girl came out during the summer.
Boyhood was broken out in the summer.
Yeah,
That-
Crazy Stupid Love came out in the summer.
Yep.
Midnight in Paris, the Woody Allen film, came out in the summer. So did Blue Jasmine. To me, I mean, but the unfortunate part is that the studios are putting all their money, as you guys said, between these comic book action superhero movies. And these movies, it's paying the tab for the whole year for the studios, which
If they
allows
hit.
They don't do
If they
anything else
succeed.
anymore. That's the
which
thing.
allows
Right.
that tab allows them to finance the Oscar considerations movies, which come out at the end of the year. But do you think that there's going to be an end in sight? I mean, how is to these franchise films, because
No.
it's really fatiguing.
No.
It is fatiguing,
I
but
do
no,
not
there's
think
no end.
that there will. There are
There's 8
enormous-
Spider-Men or
Yeah,
whatever. They don't care.
They're
There's a million
enormous
Batmans.
moneymakers. They have a built-in audience, and the reality is that people like us, critics, are completely irrelevant to their entire trajectory. Like we may
Please
like
watch
them
us
or
anyway.
dislike them, but the truth is, those movies have their own little worlds. you
Yeah.
know?
There's a whole bunch of movies that take place during heat waves that you like,
Well, you know,
Lisa.
this is like something I'm obsessed with. Is I love the heat wave film because I feel like there's an inherent level of tension in them. You know, I mean, already everybody's stressed out, so which is the premise of all good sort of dramas. So, and the funny thing is, I started making a list of heat wave movies, and all of them actually were released in the summer. So I think for a while this was a kind of summer film genre. We have Do the Right Thing, we have Dog Day Afternoon, Moonrise Kingdom, 12 Angry Men, Body Heat. Don't you love Body Heat?
Body Heat
Oh my God.
perspired off the screen.
I mean, it's amazing.
Ned, what was his last
Oh
name?
my gosh.
William Hurt.
And you know what else?
Dabbing his forehead.
Barton Fink.
Barton Fink was a summer.
That's a summer movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Summer of Sam. Let me write in the title. But yeah, I love these movies because they're not.
I don't see
They're
Barton
not
Fink as a
fun,
summer
but
movie.
they're
I like the
absolute-
movie,
No,
but-
that's the sweatiest movie ever if you go back and look at it. And these movies are so compelling because they take such beautiful advantage of the stress that being very hot adds to everything.
Speaking of summer in the title, let's not forget the classic 500
Oh my
Days of
God.
Summer.
Literally,
love
the
that.
only connection is the name. You're so cheesy.
Yeah.
So cheesy.
That's a
That's why I
cheat.
saved it for
That's
the,
a cheat,
very
but I
cheap.
got to
For the
tell you,
bonus.
All the
Lord.
days are in summer.
I love
Zoe
that. Tell us
Deschanel's
about
name
that
is
movie.
Summer.
I love that
Zoe
movie.
Deschanel and,
You guys love
and
this
Joseph
movie. I hate
Gordon-Levitt.
this movie.
Well, I'm going to
It jumps around in time. It deals with it's kind of heartbreaking in
No,
places.
it's
I don't know
about
why you
more
don't
boys
like it.
feeling sorry for themselves that a woman doesn't lay themselves at their feet. Like so play
Okay,
the
maybe
world's
that is the-
smallest
maybe
violin.
that is
Jump-
the draw. Maybe
Tell
she
us
does.
about the movie, Bill, because I love the movie.
It's just about a relationship over 500 days between Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zoe Deschanel, who's so great.
The
doesn't
two
work
cutest
in
people in America.
doesn't work much in television.
He believes in first love at first sight, and she doesn't believe in.
Yeah,
in-
Love.
so it cuts almost
Right.
like Memento. It cuts around in their relationship, which I think is
But
actually
it's just
clever
that
and
he's so
cool.
big to me. Like it's all about her as this like withholding object. Like we really needed another story where the guy felt sorry for himself. Like see Cole and Woody Allen.
I'm so glad I'm not with you when I watch these movies because I enjoy them a lot more. If you were sitting there next to me going, "What are you?"
Oh,
doing?" I'd be
brother.
Like, oh man.
So another summer movie that I really love is Before Sunrise, directed by Richard Linklater. Ethan Hawke is an American tourist on a Eurail pass, and he's on this train from Budapest to Vienna, and he meets Julie Delpy, who's a student who's on her way back to start classes at the Sorbonne, and they're strangers and they meet and they start talking and there's a chemistry there, and Ethan Hawke convinces Delpy to get off the train in Vienna and just to spend the day and evening with them walking around. And It's so romantic while they explore the city, and it captures the newness of just meeting someone and falling in love better than most movies that I've seen. It feels improvisational, this movie, but it's not.
Or
It's
like a
tightly
doc, almost like a doc. These three people, Linklater, Delpy, and Ethan Hawke, wrote these scripts together and sort of workshopped them before they went and did it. And it has a really, I use this term too much, but it has an organic feel that I was on the train with them and I got off, and there's that moment where, is she going to go with him or isn't he?
Oh, that was the
No,
best.
I think
that
this
was the
movie
best.
is one of the best.
And he's pleading, come on, get off the train.
This movie is one of the best investigations of intimacy and how terrifying it is and how rewarding it is that has ever been captured. And the fact that it's against this gorgeous European backdrop, you know, and that they have this sense of magic and they have this sense of the way that time works. And I think actually in all of Linklater's films, time is like a main character, you know, and this one that's especially true, that sense of like, we're never going to be this young, we're never going to be this beautiful, we may never meet someone who I connect with this much again.
Proven by the two sequels that are also just as good.
Right,
Oh my
Before
God,
Sunset and
amazing.
Before Midnight.
Before Sunset is actually by far my favorite.
But this is
of the
the
three.
this
They
is
have
the
one of the
sum-
most realistic fights in a hotel
Oh my
that's
God.
ever been
Oh
filmed.
my God.
Yeah.
But this is about the newness of love, and it's just, you know, what happens in this movie? Two people walk around Vienna. It doesn't sound too exciting,
But
but
it's so good.
It's so good.
But I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, right. Well, great. So listen, here's the deal. This is what we should do. You should get off the train with me here in Vienna and come check out the town.
What?
Come on, it'll be fun. Come on.
What would we do?
I don't know. All I know is I have to catch an Austrian Airlines flight tomorrow morning at 9:30, and I don't really have enough money for a hotel, so I was just gonna walk around. And it'd be a lot more fun if you came with me. And if I turn out to be some kind of psycho, you know, you just get on the next train.
Well, that's about all the time we have. Every movie we discussed is available either on streaming services, on demand, or on DVD. We'll be back next time with our regular show, where along with my panel, we'll debate what's worth watching and what's not when it comes to new releases, hidden gems, and Hollywood classics. I'm Neil Rosen, so join us next time on Talking Pictures.